the people who like programming, their brains work in such a way typically, I think, at least mine does, where I learn by doing. That is how I pick up the concepts as opposed to a PowerPoint slide being fed to me over and over. And I was so scared back in the day when my bosses threw me into their JavaScript application, my first job in junior year of high school. I got, they threw me in, and just like the first week was like, I interviewed, they're like, yeah, this is all written, it's a web app, it's JavaScript HTML CSS. I'm like, I don't know, we've learned Visual Basic and Java in school so far, I don't know, in these programming classes I took in high school. And but I was like, I told them I'm willing to learn any language, I just don't know it. And they're like, that's fine, as long as you're willing to learn. First week I was so scared because I had hundreds of thousands of lines of JavaScript and web code that I've never looked at, and they just let me play around with it, look at the code, tweak it, see the result, and that's how I learned JavaScript, was just playing around with a huge JavaScript code base. And then after a week of it, it's like, okay, well, I have figured out how all these things work. And that was the best learning that I've done, like programmatically, in the computer science realm. That was some of the best learning I've ever done in such a short time, was them just tossing me in. And there was also pressure because they were paying me, so I was like, well, I can't let them pay me to do nothing, so I have to learn this. But still, it's like, I don't know, they just threw me in, knee deep, neck deep, whatever.
And then you figure out how to swim.
Yeah.
It takes someone like you who's like, I'm willing to learn.
Right.
I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to. Did you ask a lot of questions, or was it a lot of you sitting in isolation?
I asked a lot of. There was a guy a year older than me who had been there for like the same. I went to this vocational school, so they pulled kids out of this vocational school and kind of like wired them to jobs every now and then. So some kid who was a year ahead of me had gotten the same gig at this company. He had been doing it for a year. He knew it. I would ask him. I felt worried. I was like, I don't know, what, 15 or something, or
Dude,
I guess
so
like
awesome.
16, 17. I don't know. I was young. I was scared at the time, so I was like afraid to ask him. I was like, I was afraid to be like, I don't understand this. Can you help me understand this? But after doing that a couple of times, and he was so willing to help me understand, that was it. That's just like, just ask. Figure it out, ask questions, look around, sniff around, tweak the code. You might break it, who cares? Tweak it back to what it was before it was broken. It's not going to be permanently broken, Just mess around a bit.